Hello, Surit and Brad. Um, this is a short presentation on the QB-based Android command line utility tool. I try to make the presentation as simple as possible so that we can have a very top-level view on what QB-based will be like, and also because we are submitting an invoice for that work. I think the previous contract we did, which was completed, there's a provision, I think, in the contract for the possibility of extending it if there is a need to re-engage current code. And if this is so, then we would really love to get this QB-based Android command line utility tool up and running fast so that teachers can use it. Apology for the background noise. I'm at Chancelis, and people going in and out here, and a lot of noises. Okay, this is a proposal to provide a UE or UI for the tablet install. In putting this together, we have some assumptions. I think it's not difficult to build the QB-based Android app, but I think it needs a lot of decisions, and I mean decision engineering. How we should come about with as much as possible simplifying the process that the QB-based Android utility tool will do, and also decisions on how updates should take place, decisions on what devices it will be run on, and decisions on the intuitiveness of the Android utility tool. So the contents and app to be installed on the tablets are the same for all schools. So this is the first assumption. So that means pushing an update to some external server, and then just pulling it down will be easy, or shipping it and then giving those files in person will be simple. The next thing is the content can change, but infrequently this will be configured centrally, so that each tablet for each school is all maintained centrally. The next thing is the content and the tool can be distributed as a .zip file and unpacked on a USB thumb drive for use by teachers, which is, I think, practical at the moment because most schools do not have internet. Maybe I'm wrong. And that tool should be as easy to use as possible for the teachers, because teachers got lots of things to do, and they do not want to bog down with the technicality and cost of doing installation for those tablets. So they want to spend as much less time as possible for this installation, and then carry on with the other productive task, which is vital for learning. And then we also think of internalization, which the app should contain French and English and maybe Pishlamar. So the next slide will outline how the system would work. So configuration, technical support, TRR, previous and new recipe. Recipe in the sense that these are copies of our tool in new recipe, including packages, media files, video files, PDFs, EPUBs, whatsoever that students will be using, to USB stick, and then takes it to the test computer with test tablets, and then uses the software to install and load tablet. Check tablet was set up okay, and we're connecting more than one tablet to the USB hub, and installing lots of APKs to lots of tablets must be monitored and must be easy enough for the teachers to know that all the APKs of EPUBs were transferred successfully to all the tablets, because it will make things easier for them. Once the technician is happy, copies USB stick and sends it out, or .zips up the contents and puts it on a server for download if the school's got access to the internet. Yeah, so a recipe is all the app packages and media files and some configurations information or documentation and training will be provided on how to prepare the recipe. So that's the configuration, the basic overview of the configuration. Mm, Previously, when we are doing the configuration, we dump all the files on a directory within that command line utility tool, the one we developed. And then once you run the command line, it looks into the directory and then spits out information, and also run the installation and the transfer of the files to multiple tablets. So what will the UI look like? What the teachers will see is a very simple single window. Um, Rather than build a complex UI that exposes all the detail of the install, we would instead invest the effort in automating the install process that the command line tool already provides. The UIs we do expose can be simple and clear. The next slides will describe what this will happen for teachers. I think putting more UI assets on the app will make things complicated, and it reduces the intuitiveness of the app. We want the app to be intelligent. We want the app to know everything what the teacher wants. So that's a big part of the design engineering that current code will look into and decide on how to build the tool. Already we got the knowledge and we got the code, but I think reusing the existing code at the moment it will be cumbersome because we are dealing with UIs, and building a UI plus mixing it with the logic is quite cumbersome. So, but the less UI we have, and then we capitalize, we invest more time on building the algorithm and the logic for making things simple and for making the app intelligent. How the teachers use the software. Teachers receive USB stick and begins installing the classroom's tablets. Run our tool from USB stick, plugs in first tablets tool, sees tablet and changes one of the four icons to show it has seen the tablet. So when you're plugging it, the machine should tell you it's connected, and it's connected to the machine, and the app is communicating with the tablet through the machine or the host machine, and then start checking what's on the tablet, and then progress appears. Updates are installing continuous. Tool adds the updates files and packages as required. Once installation is finished, icon changes to tick computer beeps. So the representation of those icons will be communicated to the teachers so that they know what the icons represent, and they know what beeping and what tick, what does the tick or several other icons meant to them. So meanwhile, as tool updates first tablets, teacher plugs in some more tablets. As each tablet is connected, tool sees and starts checking, installing each one. Should installation be interrupted, a tablet is disconnected, for example, it will restart once tablet is reconnected or tool starts again. And then, I'm going to bring up what we've developed, as you can see here. So this is how it looks like on the command line. It sees two devices, and then once the scenario for connecting the devices is passed, and then we start running the installation, and then it starts spitting out ASCII on the command line. So this is what the command line looks like. The messages that is appearing on the CLI. So you see two devices found, install success, on that for each APKs. So it's gonna run, but these are the things we do not want teachers to see. I think as much as possible, teachers should see a more friendly UI based icon. So when things don't go as planned, and when things are not working, when if a tablet is not on dev mode, when connected, our tool will beep, change icon for the tablet, and provide instructions showing how to get tablet into dev mode or development mode. Should programming a tablet not succeed, our tool will try again. If after 3 attempts a tablet is not programmed, our tool will beep, change icon for the tablet, and provide instruction on how to contact tech support. Our tool will also provide a log file so tech support can see what has been installed on the device and what failed to install on the device. So that's a very good approach, I think, current code sees from this early stage. And yeah, so this is the end of the presentation. I will now get you up on the demo of the demo of the app we developed. So we could not come up with the functionality of the demo app, but because it's difficult building a UI base, not difficult in terms of code, but difficult in terms of coming up with a very intelligent and decision-wise app. As much as possible, an app should be simple, and most of the logic should be behind the scene, not in front of the UI. So this is what we developed so far. This is a desktop cross-platform app for the tool. So we are assuming it will look like this, and then it will have icon to show what's running and what's okay, to show what is still on the warnings, and then what is not working. So we are representing it on a progress bar for running things, for warnings, and for things that are running well. So when the installation is taking place real time, you can see APKs installed as 70 APKs, and then APKs failed 10, APK PDFs transferred 120. So these are some real time running things which we assume that teachers should see. And then once the installation is complete, we want to send report if we are connected to the internet, or we want to download the log of what the installation looks like, and then we want to update the tool if we want to get the latest version. Because it is cross-compatible or cross-platform, it means it's going to run on Linux and Macintosh and then Windows. Update means because each of these 3 operating systems updating on various times without our control, so making the application updated to be compatible with the latest version or the latest version -1 of the operating system is vital, so that the app and the teachers can work hand in hand for the longevity and the usefulness of the tablet. So this is basically a desktop which I built, and it's quite difficult to come up with a very GUI based, because it contains lots of code for a GUI, making a progress bar, and then making a tick, and then coming up with the UI, and then the decisions on where to structure the UI so that it's intelligent enough, the colors and the icons and the laying out and structure and the full architecture of the GUI based app. So I think if we go to that extent, it will cost to us more time, and then if things go wrong, then we would have to destroy it again. So we bring you this desktop app at the moment for you to trust us that we can deliver this system that we're planning to build for the teachers. So this is an This will be a custom build. That means this app is specifically for the UAP project, not uh, off-the-shelf software where you're gonna find it difficult in the future to do things which are um, relevant to your UAP project and also for Vanuatu. So I've searched through online, and I think there are some of them, but they are not built specifically for UAP. This one will be built specifically for UAP. So um, thank you for watching, and I hope you're gonna see the invoice, and you're gonna see that the amount of the invoice is justified by what I'm presenting. So um, we can be contacted to find more things, and I think we got a good amount for that, and then we're going to develop a very good um, app for TRR. Thank you.